You're getting better at all aspects of your setting game. You're more mobile on the court because you have great footwork. You're making good decisions, and you're taking lots of risks because your hands are in a great position, and you feel really confident with your location. But now let's talk about what you can do to be offensive yourself. When you don't need to set somebody else and you can get a kill yourself, you can be really, really effective because it's frustrating for the other team and it allows your hitters to have more freedom. So attacking as a setter is important. It needs to happen with a lot of speed and a lot of deception. You're not going to be able to outpower the block, so you need to fool the block when you attack as a setter. So we're going to look at a couple of simple basic attacks that when you get very good at them can be effective every single time. The first attack that we're going to look at is a left-handed throw. The left-handed throw happens with your left hand instead of your right, even though you're right-handed dominant. It happens with your left hand and it uses a wrist to elbow motion. When you attack the ball as a setter, you do not want to use your whole left shoulder to propel the ball. When you use your whole left shoulder to try to attack the ball, you tend to push the ball into the net and you never get the point that you want. So we want to get that ball over the net as quickly as possible, so we use a left elbow to left wrist motion, keeping that elbow high above our ear the whole time. So that's the first tip. Let's take a look at the left-handed attack or throw down. Notice that she gets both hands up high, just like she's going to set, and that's part of the deception. When she extends both hands high and she goes into her hop, this is where we talked about the elevation. She's not getting tons and tons of elevation, but she's getting enough where she can get that ball over the net and down onto the court on the other side. So she's making her little hop. She starts with her hands into her body position. Then she gets her hands above to her forehead, both hands. If you're going to be deceptive, you can't start like this to tip a ball, because every blocker and every defender on the other side of the court will know that you're tipping. People on the bench will yell out, "Tip," and you don't want that. You want to fool them. So you want to make sure you extend both hands above your forehead before you go to attack the ball. This looks like a setting position or a neutral body position. Right now she's neutral, so we have no idea where the ball is going to go. It could get set or it could get attacked. So with the left-handed throw down, it's really important that you get that right hand up into a setting position. Now you notice again, if she does that mechanic, there's two things happening here. There's something happening with her left hand, and we talked about the left elbow to wrist, and she keeps her left elbow high, but there's also something happening with the right hand. She needs to get her right hand out of the way so she can attack the ball at that split second. And in order to do so, she's also going to fold her right hand down and take her right elbow high, dropping her right wrist down toward her chest. This motion will propel your left hand past your body and give you more speed. Let's look at a couple more reps. She needs to keep her elbow high, and that's what can happen when you use your shoulder in the mechanic. So she does a great job of keeping her left elbow high and flicking from the elbow to the wrist to put that ball to the floor. So look, if it's about speed and deception, power here is not really important. She doesn't need to throw it with her whole body. She doesn't need to do all kinds of things with her upper body to add power. She just wants to put the ball fast across the net. And since she's not messing with the block, she's not trying to go through the block because the block is stronger, then she's able to tip the ball. But she's going past the block fast. She also wants to pick a good spot on the court to tip to. So we talk about locations on the court that you want to take a left-handed throw. And when she jumps into the air and takes the left-handed throw, this is a great spot to take the ball. Right in the middle of the court where it's difficult for the defender to come and get. So we'll see this throw down again with her left hand. Good. Good. Okay, so this is a perfect spot to be able to throw the ball down with your left hand. But now, what happens if the team makes an adjustment and their left back or their right back starts in the middle of the court here because they're trying to pick up your attack? Okay, now's where you can take the left hand and you can go to a different direction. This is what we call the peekaboo set. It's a real gentle set or tip that goes to the backside left sideline. She's going to do the same thing. She gets both hands high and extended above her forehead. She gets her right hand up just like she gets her left hand up. And this time, instead of taking her left elbow and wrist and going to here, she's going to take her left elbow and wrist and take the ball and push it this way. This is a continuation of the momentum of the ball. The ball does not need to rest in your hand to make this set. The ball is traveling to the net, and you're simply redirecting the power of the ball or the momentum of the ball onto this side of the court. So the peekaboo set happens very simply, into her hands, and then she just rotates her wrist while her left elbow stays high. Let's see the peekaboo set to left back. Good. Good. And she can push a little more to the sideline. Good. Notice she's got both hands high. Good. She keeps her left elbow high, and she just turns that left hand and drops the ball to the left sideline. Good. Okay. So now you're starting to move the back row defensive players around, and you're getting more and more deceptive. This is a great attack to have as a setter, just like a left-handed throw. But maybe you want something that goes the other direction. You can throw the ball with your left hand in this direction, but the other thing you can do, especially when you're right hand dominant, is now you can get your right hand involved. So let's see what it looks like with a right-handed throw to right back. Again, she's going to get her right elbow high and both hands high before contact. And now she's going to use an elbow to wrist movement, and she's going to flick her wrist through that ball, much like she's throwing a dart at a dartboard. Keeping that hand high all the way through contact. She wants to make sure she gets that left hand up. And now a middle blocker who may try to jump with her to take away the left hand throw can still get beat to the inside angle with a right hand throw to that sideline. So you have all these different attacks at your disposal. And the key is to be deceptive. They don't have to have power. You're not hitting the ball, you're throwing or tipping the ball. So you want to have good deception, good neutral body position, good hop jump set every single time, and get those hands high above your head. Now let's go to the final attack, and this one's really difficult. It takes a lot of finesse and a lot of work and practice to get. So this tip is important. When you're using a throw that goes to the deep corner, a one-handed throw to either deep corner on the court, the simplest one and easiest one is back to the left back deep corner. The left back deep corner is easiest because it allows you to use your left hand throw mechanic, but it gives you swing space or arm space for you to make that push. To make the left-handed throw, she's going to get both hands high again. She's going to fold her right hand, but now she's actually going to use some arm motion, extending her elbow as she flicks and hoists with her wrists. It's similar to a shot put motion for a shot putter. It just starts a little bit higher above her head. So she wants to throw balls into the deep corner. She gets both hands high, and she turns and rotates through the contact as she pushes that left elbow up and through the ball and ends with a slight wrist flick. Good. Both hands up and high. Good. Good. Now notice when she makes contact that her hand is extended high, and when she pushes through, her right elbow comes down and her torso rotates open and squares out to the net. You've made your shot, so the deception is done. You can finish by squaring to the net. But you really have to make sure that you work the ball to the corner, because if you don't throw it far enough to the corner, the middle back will come over and pick that ball up like an easy tip. So you want to be deceptive, but you need to be precise. So you need to throw that ball by rotating to the net, pushing hard with the left elbow, and finishing with a little bit of wrist flick to the corner. Let's see a few more. Good. Push the ball now more to the deep left corner. Good. And as she drives her right elbow down and squares around to the net, good. It allows her to take that ball into the deep corner.